All right, let's get right into it. We're looking at the new RTX 5070 versus its older sibling, the 4070. But here's the twist. This showdown isn't just about gaming frame rates. Oh no, it's about a massive shift in what these cards are even for.
Yeah, you heard that right. For years, we thought of GPUs as the things that just made our games look pretty. But they've been quietly evolving into these incredibly powerful engines for artificial intelligence. It's one of the biggest stories in tech, and this new generation of cards is where that story really hits home.
So that brings us to the big question, the reason we're all here. If you're one of the folks messing around with AI on your own machine, running Stable Diffusion to make images, or maybe tinkering with your own language models, is this new 5070 really the game-changing upgrade you've been waiting for? Let's find out.
So here's how we're going to break it down. First, I'll give you the verdict right up front, no waiting. Then we'll dig into the 3 huge upgrades that make this card tick. After that, we'll talk about what this actually means for you and your projects, and finally, we'll help you decide if it's time to pull the trigger on an upgrade. Okay, first up, we're not going to make you wait till the very end for the conclusion. Let's just get the verdict out of the way right now.
And there you have it. The experts are pretty clear. If you're serious about running AI locally, the 5070 is a no-brainer of a step up. But why? What's actually under the hood that makes it so much better? Let's get into the nitty-gritty.
That why really boils down to 3 huge architectural changes in the new Blackwell design. And we're going to start with what is, honestly, probably the biggest deal of them all. Okay, say hello to FP4. This is the secret sauce. It's a totally new data format that the 5070 can handle right out of the box. The easiest way to think about it? It's like a super smart zip file, but made just for AI models. It lets you squish these huge, complex models way down in size. And the crazy part is, you barely lose any quality. And when I say squish, I mean it. The impact is just massive. We're talking about cutting the video memory you need by more than half. Think about that for a second. An AI model that used to need 23 gigabytes of VRAM, something that would just laugh at a 4070, can now run in less than 10 gigs. That is a total game changer, and it means these massive, powerful AI models are finally usable on a consumer card. And here's the kicker. This isn't some software trick. The RTX 5070 has actual silicon, real hardware, built to do this stuff. It's new 5th-gen Tensor cores. The 4070, it just can't. It doesn't have the hardware. So we're not talking about a small speed bump here. This is a brand new superpower for this GPU. Okay, so you can run bigger models. That's awesome. But it's only half the story, right? You got to be able to feed the beast. And that brings us to upgrade number 2, the data superhighway. And wow, you can really see the difference here. The 5070 jumps to the new GDDR7 memory, and that pushes its bandwidth all the way up to 672 gigabytes per second. I mean, that's a solid 33% jump over the 4070. It's exactly like adding another lane to the freeway. No more data traffic jams. Everything just flows faster. But it's not just about being faster. The new memory is also way more efficient. Plus, NVIDIA beefed up the L2 cache, which is like a tiny, super fast storage space right next to the processor. So what does all that mean? It means the AI cores aren't just sitting around, twiddling their thumbs waiting for data. They're always busy, always working, which is exactly what you want for these heavy AI jobs. All right, so we've got smaller, more efficient models and a much faster way to get them data. What's the last piece of the puzzle? Well, it's a new little chip that acts like the conductor for this whole orchestra. They're calling it the AI Management Processor, or AMP for short, and you can seriously think of it as a dedicated little brain right on the GPU. Its entire job is to be an air traffic controller. It looks at all the stuff you're trying to do, gaming, AI, whatever, and it smartly directs traffic, making sure everything runs smoothly. So why should you care about this? Because it takes a huge amount of work off your main computer processor, your CPU. That means less lag, less stutter. It means you can actually run an AI assistant in the background while you're deep in a game, and neither one will trip over the other. And yeah, you guessed it. This is another one of those brand new features that the 4070 just plain doesn't have. Okay, let's put it all together and just look at them side by side. It really makes it obvious, doesn't it? You've got the new architecture, that game-changing FP4 support, way faster memory, and that new AMP chip. This isn't just one new thing. It's a complete overhaul, built from the ground up for AI. All right, I know, that was a lot of tech speak. T-flops, bandwidth, amps.
But what does it all actually mean for you? Like when you're sitting at your computer, what's the real tangible difference? What's the so what here?
Well, it basically unlocks a whole new way of working. See, before you were probably stuck using smaller, less powerful AI models, but now you can go find a bigger, smarter model, use a tool to quantize it down with FP4, which is just that shrinking process we talked about, and then boom, you're running it right on your own PC, getting incredible images or text way faster than you could before.
And really, here's the bottom line. When you add all this new tech up, the benchmarks are showing up to a 2 times increase in inference speed. And inference speed is just the fancy term for how fast the AI can spit out an answer or an image. Twice as fast. That's not just a step up, that is a massive leap.
So that brings us all the way back to the main question. The card is clearly a beast for AI. But should you buy it? Let's figure out who this upgrade is actually for. All right, here's the deal. You should upgrade if you are all in on local AI. If you're constantly hitting that VRM wall and you dream of running the latest, biggest models without compromise. For you, the 5070 is a fantastic choice. But if you already have a 4070 and you're not really feeling limited right now, it might be smart to just hang back and see how all the software and tools for FP4 mature a little.
Look, we've really only scratched the surface today. If you want to go super deep, see all the charts, all the numbers, all the benchmarks, you should definitely check out the original article over at bestgpusforai.com. We've dropped a link for you in the description below.
So let's end on this thought. Having truly powerful AI running on your own desktop just got twice as fast and a whole lot more accessible. The barriers are coming down. So the only real question left is, what are you going to create first?